Aye, aye, Captain.
How's it going? Fuck. How's it going,
See,
everybody? Welcome back to my channel, or of course his channel, depending on which one you're watching this on. I don't
yo.
just way to interrupt.
Hey, fuck you, okay?
I'm here with my one of my friends. So introduce yourself, stupid.
Yo, guys, I'm number 13. How are you guys doing today? I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning. And if you are, sub to my boy and sub to me. And, I'll give you, that good shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, real sloppy toppy. So today we're gonna be talking about Naruto. We're gonna be doing a quick discussion about whether or not Minato in his prime would beat Hiruzen in his hypothetical prime, being that we never actually got to see him in the show.
Yeah. Which,
Um, do you since I think it'll just be a little bit funner. How about you choose one of the characters to go over, and I'll go over the other one.
I feel like I would prefer to go over Hiruzen mainly because of how diverse his jutsu was and how underrated they actually made him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So how would you like to go over these fuckers?
Well, I mean, since for Hirozen it would be 100% hypothetical. You could like go over how fast he would be in comparison to like other people, how strong he would be, or if you just want to like go over his individual ninjutsu.
Well, he basically had every. Well, yeah, he had every chakra nature and basically every jutsu that was ever fathomed in the Hidden Leaf, except for Flying Raijin, because it just simply took up way too much chakra. And that's like Minato's whole fucking thing. Like that's his whole thing. And respectively, Minato is the god of Flying Raijin. Like literally, my man is the Flying Thunder god, right? But I feel like the um with the advanced skill level that Hiruzen has and all the experience and all of the jutsu that he does have, I honestly feel like it would be a closer fight. I don't think he's as fast as Minato, but I do think he is smarter than Minato. So, if my man was able to come up with a plan, like using a certain kind of lightning style and mixed in conjunction with another type of jutsu or something like that, then he'd be able to certainly match it, if not be a little bit slower than Minato. But I'm sure he would find a way to keep himself like up there with him.
I mean, even though Hiruzen would technically have had lightning sound because he has all the chakra natures, he's definitely not gonna be able to use that to be around Minato level because that wasn't a very Konoha thing. That was a very Raikage type of dealio to use lightning to boost your speed. Granted, he could probably do it a little bit, but I think it would be abnormal for Hiruzen, at least in character, to use it to try to catch up to Minato.
Oh, for sure. But I'm saying like if he were to launch a lightning attack that went just as fast, you know, well, obviously slower since it's kind of instant teleportation,
Yeah.
but
To,
if he could time certain jutsus perfectly with where his kunais are at, being that he has all the chakra natures,
see
I feel like
you are right, but if you remember Minato during Might Guy versus Madara, Minato teleported in between them, let the truth seeking balls hit him, like he turned all the way around to get hit by them, and then teleported them away so fast that Might Guy hadn't even moved like 2 inches. So that means that his reaction time and his just like the way his brain processes things is so ungodly fast that he would actually be probably faster than anything Hiruzen could even comprehend. And that wasn't even in Sage mode, which we know for a fact that Minato has.
Yeah, the only problem with Minato's Sage Mode was he never used it for the simple fact that he just thought he was horrible at it. And Master Sage, that doesn't make sense to me. He was literally a Master Sage, bro.
Honestly, bro, that's the one thing that a whole lot of people talk about. He says that he's bad at it, and then he just blinks and he's a perfect sage. He didn't take time to charge it up. He just like, by the way, boom, I'm a perfect sage.
Yeah,
It was
but
most
that's
likely
the
that Jiraiya was telling him, "Nah, I mean, I'm better at it, but you're cool."
yeah, because Jiraiya was mad jealous the whole time. No, but Hiruzen taught Jiraiya. Jiraiya was the man who taught Minato. You feel me? Like,
Yes, but if you think Jiraiya could beat Minato, that's a little out there.
I feel like Jiraiya would stand a chance
I
against
think that he
Minato.
would stand a chance, but I think that ultimately speaking, if we were to have them verse 100 times, Minato would win at least 80% of the time.
That'd be 80 wins, you know that, right?
Yes.
Alright, I'm just making sure you could do quick maths.
That's just a conversion. But anyway,
Nah.
so yeah. Also when it comes to strength, Hiruzen would be stronger than Minato until Minato went Sage mode. And granted, Minato would only go Sage mode as a last resort. He would try not to do it. He would really only do it if he absolutely had to. But once he did, he would definitely be leagues above Hiruzen in strength.
Actually, I beg to differ. Because in Hiruzen's prime, he was the strongest of the Hokage, even stronger than Hashirama
Well,
and
not
Tobirama.
necessarily that he was stronger, like physically, more that he was the best shinobi.
Oh yeah, I completely understand that, but you also have to remember that Hiruzen, he wasn't really, a headstrong fighter like most shinobi. Like Minato was like, all right, bet I'm just gonna make like 30 shadow clone, create a Rasengan, and tell my shadow clone to just murk everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hiruzen, on the other hand, was like, I'm gonna sit back and watch what happens to see all of your moves so I could read your next move and fuck you up.
See, but
That's
me,
how he
but
was.
Hiruzen would have to be strong enough to have that chance to wait back and see what Minato can do.
Have you met my man Hiruzen
I have
Summon?
I have met Mr. Saratobi, but I do not believe that I would not be I do not believe that he would be able to hold off Minato that long that he would be able to that he would be able to counter Minato's moves.
Well, if you remember, Sage Mode only lasts 4 or 5 minutes.
Oh no, that was only for Naruto because he had just learned it,
No, it was only for Naruto because he
and because
had
he wasn't able to.
Kurumon.
It was because he wasn't able to properly channel natural energy through him since he had just learned it. But Minato, being a perfect sage instantly, he is most likely a lot more adept at it and could
Well,
probably
I mean,
do it for.
regardless, he will still eventually run out of Sage Mode chakra.
Yeah, you're right. But he wouldn't
So
even go sage mode immediately. Like him and
no,
her.
he wouldn't. But Hiruzen wouldn't bring his summoning out immediately either.
No, you are correct. But Hiruzen and Minato would be like swapping hands for like a long time. Well, to be fair, it would be more like Minato would be popping around the battlefield, hitting Hiruzen, and Hiruzen would be like only a little bit hurt from each attack because Minato's not that strong. And then after a while, Minato's gonna realize he needs to bring out more firepower. And to be fair, if we're being 100, if we're getting down to technicality, uh, Minato had the Nine Tails before he died. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but we're talking Minato Prime.
I would say he was at his prime then, because
Yeah,
there was nothing
but
implying that he was like, you know, losing any strength that he had.
no, if anything, he was kind of gaining because of the Nine Tails, but I wouldn't really count that being the fact that he kind of died.
Literally seconds later,
Yeah,
he was like, "Man, this is some heavy chakra." Oh, I'm dead.
yeah. Why is this chakra so heavy? Oh shit. And then my man kind of dropped to the floor and was deaded.
I, I still,
But,
I still don't really understand how he just comes back with fudging KCM too.
right? That was just fucking retarded.
But it was awesome.
Oh, yeah, it was awesome. Because he just immediately understood how to use it. I was like, oh shit. No, but there is a clip of Hiruzen shooting Phoenix Flower Jutsu, then literally drowning people with fucking Serving Wave, and then lighting Serving Wave with fucking Lightning Chakra, and then just creating Mud Wall Jutsu to block everything else coming his way.
When was
Like,
this?
I don't remember. I think it was during when he was a reanimation, but I do remember him doing like every single fucking chakra nature
Because that
back to
that
fucking back.
that does sound awesome, and I could kind of see him doing it. But I feel like Minato, because Minato is still really smart. I would say Minato is relative to Hiruzen. Hiruzen's probably a little bit smarter, but I would say Minato's around his smartness. And he's a really strategic fighter as well. I would think that Minato could probably find a way to get out of most jutsus that Hiruzen would have on him. But my main thing is that I think that there is no way for Hiruzen to get a hit on Minato, and I feel like Minato has a lot of ways to get a hit on Hiruzen.
Oh, for sure. But Minato, if you remember, he's like he adapts to his surroundings pretty quickly, but Hiruzen is able to change those surroundings a lot faster than he would be able to adapt to it.
You're right, but Minato is able to make fire and raging seals on the fly.
Oh yeah, I know that, but he like hear me out here. If if Minato was teleporting around, right, and Hiruzen created like a casing of like Earth style, like do the Earth style casing, and then do what Kakashi does, which is like go underground while he replaces while he transforms his summoning in the casing to look like him, then Minato would be like, all right, bet. Well, I'm sensing the chakra inside of the casing because Minato was also a very good sensory ninja. He'd sense the summoning chakra, but he wouldn't know it was summoning chakra. He would destroy the shit with his Rasengan, and once he did that, he would throw the kunai at him because my man is a whole teleporter. The summoning would be like, oh shit, about to die, help me. And then as soon as he teleports, my man Hiruzen would just hit him with some shit
See,
in the back.
but here's the thing, because Minato is a god tier, a sensory type. Which also, just about that point, I think that Minato is fast enough to see Hiruzen with a sneak attack and dodge it. But even besides all that, um, Minato would, since he's such a good sensory type, he would see the two chakra signals before Hiruzen transformed his summoning. So he would at the very least know that there are two different chakras there. He just wouldn't be able to tell which one is Hiruzen and which one is the summoning.
Exactly.
But that
Which
would
means he'd
only
get some chip damage in. He
but
would definitely get some chip damage in.
he would still have like he would it would still only be like a 50-50 chance thing, and I think that Minato isn't hot-headed enough to just run in there if he thinks that there's a chance he might be wrong. I believe he would take a step back, but Hiruzen is also smart. I think that after Minato took a step back, Hiruzen would go out of his way to like try to trick Minato, but I think that no matter how much trickery Hiruzen has, Minato is just too fast and too smart.
This is fair.
Oh wait, also another thing is that even though, Hiruzen is super smart and super like strong and whatnot, if you remember, well, actually, I just explained this earlier in the video. Minato is fast enough to teleport in front of, turn around, and then move truth seeking orbs before Madara or Might Guy even notice. So I think that he would be definitely fast enough to just teleport to Hiruzen and slit his throat. Because you remember when he did that to Obito? The only reason that shit missed was because Obito was able to become invulnerable again.
Yeah. The thing about Hiruzen though is he would expect it. He
You're
knows that he knows that Minato is the teleporter, and the only problem with that whole thing was the fact that I believe Madara already had the Flying Raijin mark on him.
No, that's not my point. My point is that he was so fast that in the actual, like when you're actually watching it, because Might Guy was in the middle of flying towards Madara.
Yeah,
So when you're watching it, you clearly see Minato jump in the middle, turn all the way around, and then teleport away before Might Guy even moves an inch. Meaning that he is easily at least 4 or 5 times faster than even Might Guy, who I would say in Eighth Gate, which is what he was in, is way faster than Hashirama, who we are saying is relative to Hiruzen.
then again, I don't think Hiruzen would leave himself open to being put a Flying Raijin mark on.
I think that it's inevitable that it'll eventually happen in the fight. I wouldn't say it would happen quickly, but I think at some point after they're like starting to get exhausted or like they've been fighting for a really long time, Minato would be able to sneak a mark somewhere on him.
Yeah,
So I like I can think of like maybe a few ways Hiruzen might be able to take the win. Like what you said where he like fucking summons a basically a fudging tsunami that's also electric. Like, there are a few ways I could think of Hiruzen winning, but I feel like Minato is just wins more often than Hiruzen would win.
and I would say you would be right, but I also think that due to the experience that Hiruzen has over Minato, I feel like it would be just 50-50.
I don't know about 50-50. I wouldn't be confident going lower than like 70-30.
You think 70-30?
I think 70-30. I would not feel confident going lower than that.
I just
I just think because it's so weird because the flying regime seems to be like such a simple technique, but when you're just that fucking fast, there's nothing that anyone else can do unless they are similar speeds. Like flying regime wouldn't work too well on Naruto. Naruto in like six paths, he would be able to like react to Minato before he got his throat sliced, and he would dick slap Minato. But but Hiruzen, who is definitely not on that level even at prime, would not be able to react fast enough to not get destroyed.
Well, before we even did the video and we were actually talking about this, you put up the fact that there was a warrant to run on site if you see Minato.
Yes, on sight. If you see him, do not even try to go near him.
Yeah, don't engage, run on site. Well, Hiruzen Saratobi was renowned and known as not only the professor, but as the god of shinobi.
See, but so was every Hokage before Tsunade. Because Minato was also known as the god of shinobi. So was Hashirama. The only ones that weren't were Tobirama, Tsunade, and Kakashi.
Which I think is dumb because Tobirama literally invented every fucking jutsu in the book.
Yeah,
Literally
he was just
invented.
stuck. He was just stuck in the shadow of his older brother. What God of Shinobi really means in the context of Naruto isn't that you were actually the best ninja ever. It means that you were the best ninja of your era.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So like, you know, say Naruto didn't show up until like the next generation, Sasuke being the second strongest would be the god of Shinobi. Even though technically the only god of Shinobi would be the Otsutsuki clan.
Well, another thing that um he would be able to use to keep up with not really keep up, but just be a little bit slower than Minato. And this would be completely possible, especially in his prime, because my man's definitely had a shit ton of chakra in his prime. But
Absolutely.
in his prime, if he were to use body flicker technique, even though it's such a simplistic jutsu and it's fucking D rank when you're just using it, but it becomes S rank when you're fighting with it, fucking retarded, I know, but if if he was able to use body flicker technique and the 1,000 fucking jutsu he knows, like my man was the OG copy ninja at that point. Like my
Well,
man
to
knew
be
like
fair,
every fucking
he
jutsu.
only had every jutsu in the hidden leaf.
Oh, for sure. But
And I do agree that if he is combat body flicker, which I don't think is something Hiruzen ever tried to learn, but I could definitely see him doing it. I believe that he absolutely could. Um, I'm not sure if I would say he is like really close to Minato at that point, but I can definitely see him like
being able to dodge his
being
attacks at
almost
least.
relative.
Yeah.
So I would see like, he would given him like maybe a 30% chance of dodging Minato's attacks, but eventually the luck of the draw isn't going to be on his side.
Yeah, but you also have to remember that he was also able to use genjutsu.
He was, but Minato was also very adept at not getting hit by Genjutsu. He trained his body against Genjutsu as well. So Minato um, would probably never get caught by one unless um, unless Hiruzen like found a way to know exactly where Minato's gonna look. Because there was I don't know if fuck, I don't remember where I saw this, but there was supposedly a genjutsu where like you can put it on like an object so that the person will get genjutsu if they like look at that object. But Hiruzen would have to know what Minato's gonna look at to even pull something like that off.
I mean, being the master of Shuriken Shadow Clone Jutsu, you know.
You're right, but also Minato can fight with his eyes closed. He did it in the war. He can do it again.
Yeah, but he was kind of KCM, and it was
Well,
reanimated.
you're
Kind
right.
of like that. That's stretching a bit thin at that
Okay,
point.
okay, I would say that's iffy. I think, alright, he wouldn't be, to be fair, he would not be as adept if he closed his eyes. If he closed his eyes, his reaction times would be slower, and he probably wouldn't be able to, everything about him would be slower. Um,
And being the fact that he's kind of expecting, actual fucking jutsu to be thrown his way, doing the fucking Shuriken Shadow Clone Jutsu, he's gonna be like, oh, this is gonna be easy to dodge. All I have to do is look at where the Shuriken are going. He would put the Genjutsu on Minato. Minato would be standing still, even for a millisecond. It would take Saratobi to just absolutely shit on this man. And that's why
see,
I think it would definitely be a 50-50.
alright, based off of what you're telling me, I cannot say 50-50 because that is only one possibility that Hiruzen might win. I cannot say 50-50, but
Well, let's
I
see
can
the
definitely
possibilities.
agree to like 58-42
All right.
cuz
I mean,
I still believe that Minato, even with all of these possibilities, I still believe Minato has a slight edge over Hiruzen.
well, Hiruzen can use body flicker technique to dodge the abilities. He could use Genjutsu to kind of keep him at the distance that he needs him to stay at. And not only that, but he can change the surroundings, which he would not be adept to if the surroundings are changing like every 12 fucking minutes.
Well, see, the surroundings changing doesn't really matter unless Minato plans to use the surroundings to his advantage. The
Which he
body
usually
flicker,
does.
the body flicker would only help Hiruzen stay within relativity to Minato. Um and the Genjutsu is kind of the only way I would say Hiruzen has a checkmate on him.
Yeah, but with the amount of Genjutsu he knows and the amount of Jutsu he knows, getting that checkmate would be a lot easier for Hiruzen than it would be for Minato.
Yeah.
Especially with Hiruzen knowing for a fact that he's just the master of teleportation and Rasengan.
See, but if you really think about it, because Minato is known for getting shit done quickly, he would not let the battle drag out at all. So the first chance that Minato gets, he's gonna try to put a seal on him. He's gonna find a way to get close to Hiruzen. Granted, I'm not sure if he would succeed, but I think he would come definitely close enough to where, like, halfway through the fight, he can get a few solid hits on Hiruzen. And I just think that, it may sound like, oh, speed is the only thing Minato has, but speed is such a god tier thing in the Naruto verse because it just puts him on a whole other caliber.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's why Shisui was known as Shisui of the teleportation.
He was
You
known as
know, like
Shisui of the body flicker.
I mean, he was called Shisui the teleporter as
Oh
well.
yeah, he was. You're right. You're right. But
Um,
also with that is like he may be able to use body flicker, but Minato is so like all right. Let me ask you a question. Do you think Shisui Uchiha, even using his body flicker and whatnot, do you think he's relative or close to? I really should say. Do you think he's close to or equal to Eighth Gate Might Guy in speed?
eighth gate might guy in speed.
Yes, when it comes to speed, would you say Shisui is equal to or relative to 8th Gate Might Guy.
I would have to say equal to, mainly because of the Sharingan. But
Yes. No, no, I'm asking that question because, and I know I already brought this up twice, but it's shown that Minato is at least 2 to 4 times faster than Might Guy. And I think it would be in bad faith to say that Hiruzen is like better than Shisui at body flicker. Just because I don't think Hiruzen trained his body flicker as much as Shisui, not saying that Hiruzen couldn't become better than him.
see, that's fair. But with everything that he has, let's say, all right, so he has a shit ton of jutsu. He could change the surroundings anytime he'd like. Fucking Minato relies on that shit half of the time because he needs to know where his kunai are at. He can't just teleport to a random ass kunai and hope for the best. That's not how Minato operates. So, with the change of surroundings, with the diverse amount of jutsu, with the genjutsu, with the summonings, I feel like yes, he's faster, but my man Hiruzen is durable as fuck, and in his prime, he'd have a shit ton of stamina and chakra.
See, I do believe he would have a shit ton of stamina and chakra, but there's no implication in it that he has like the same amount of chakra as Hashirama. And Hashirama, after about like a day of fighting Madara, like an entire day of fighting Madara, he was starting to run out of chakra. So if we're saying that the Hiruzen is relative to Hashirama in chakra reserves, and we say that it would take at least a full day of fighting for Hiruzen to lose his chakra, I would be confident in saying that Minato has like at least a 50% chance to wait that time out, to be able to wait that time and have Minato and have Hiruzen be low on chakra, because the way that Minato uses his flying Raijin almost makes it seem like he doesn't need barely any chakra to do it. Also, that even without flying Raijin, he's still so fast without it that he's considered the yellow flash of the leaf. Because his yellow flash isn't just him using body flicker, I mean, flying Raijin, it's also just him moving around the battlefield hella fast, even without his seals.
Yeah, that is true. So in the end, yes, Minato is faster. Minato is relative to the genius that we call Hiruzen. So, I would say Minato would win like I I just I feel like it would probably be like
I would give him
fucking
52% of
I
the
hate to
time.
say this, but it would be like 58-42.
Hey,
It'd be like 58-42.
there we go.
Maybe. I feel like Minato would have to just get lucky at that point.
All right, man. Well, it was good having you on the channel. Everyone, make sure that you subscribe to the number 13.
Yes, yes. Everyone, make sure you subscribe to my man's as well. He's a great guy. Love this man. I'm dating his girlfriend. It's cool though. He's
Excuse
okay
me?
with it. He's a cockhold. It's cool. No,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
not.
it's real tasty to watch. I get in my Superman uniform and look in from the closet.
Yeah, it's actually kind of cute. Anyway, guys, I'm number 13. Wherever you are in the multiverse, I do hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and peace.
Penis.